Hey everyone, we are playing The Last Caravan by Ted Bushman. This is session 13 or 14, depending on how you're counting. Um, um, yeah, we're throwing shade on Zoom right now, but the Zoom police will come and get us. Um, did I introduce myself? Maybe not. My name is Donna, and my pronouns are he, him. I am running the game. Let us get introductions from our players and their characters. And let's go and start with T, going left to right.
Thank you. I'm T, she, her. I'm playing Mercedes Clark, formerly large animal veterinarian, now bandage, insightful caretaker and friend, such as it is. Um, yeah, and I have a note to myself that there's something I want to ask Sabine, but we can do that after we do intros.
Mark, you're muted. You can't hide your true name from us forever.
Hi, I'm Mark. I use he, him pronouns. I am playing Ree, who uses she, her pronouns, and Ree is the lookout for the group, and has been looking out and looking around for things. Ooh, yeah, it's a good question. Does Ree have a last name? That question came up recently. I don't think it's going to be revealed. So yeah, that's me, and that's Ree. It's me and Ree.
Yeah, hi, my name is Sabine. I use any pronouns. I'm playing Walker, he, him pronouns. Walker's the bruiser, and he's mostly been driving the car, vibing with aliens, and irritating Mercedes and vice versa.
Okay. That's everyone. I was going, is there a fourth person? No, there's not. That's me. I'm the fourth person on the call. Um, yeah, so as we last left our intrepid caravan, you had just escaped from a flight and driven over a mountain pass, um, heading in the direction of home, home for Ree at least. um, I know we got a little bit of flavor of why this feels like home, but um, I guess the flip side to why is this familiar is what has changed utterly about this side of the mountains since you were last here, we.
Yeah, what has changed about this side of the mountains? I think that for some reason, all of the trees on this side of the mountain have been um sheared off. The whole area is kind of denuded for some reason. Um, so it doesn't look it doesn't look as green as it normally would with its evergreen forest up on the side of the mountain.
Well, I guess I've got to ask now. Sabine, what does Walker see that shows him exactly what kind of catastrophe he calls that scouring of the mountainside?
Um, I guess there is a lot of debris on the foot of the hill, the incline, like there has been avalanche or multiple avalanches. That might be the reason. Could have been caused by storm. It's a bit unclear.
And T, um, I think maybe there is some kind of, I hesitate to call it infestation, but some alien life form has moved into this neighborhood. What do you think that is?
Hmm. I mean, I feel like mind moss is the interesting answer. Especially because I think the last time we saw it was in the lake, if I recall. So it likes it wet. Feels like this might be a good environment for it.
Okay. Scary times.
Hmm.
I mean, how obviously, you can have the mind moss just, growing around the place, but it also takes over, animals, creatures, and whatnot. Um, and what maybe there's some other animal, some large fauna, um, looking at you, as you hover past it with definite intelligence. What I guess what's most let's go back around to what's most scary about the look it's giving you.
How large are we thinking this is?
I mean, I'll leave that up to you. If you want to fill that gap in the fiction, you can.
Yeah, so is this a have we decided is this an alien fauna or this is fauna that's been transformed by the mind moss essentially, right? Yeah, okay. So I think that it yeah, right? Uh, Sabine suggests kaiju elk or kaiju elk. And I mean, I was kind of thinking along those same lines of some kind of big herd animal that not elf. Oh, oh, are you saying elv? Like the vehicle? Now
No,
I'm
no, no.
confused.
That was just in the split second I misread it. I say kaiju
Oh,
elf.
okay.
Are elves not scary enough?
So I think that it's there are a variety of herd animals around here that the mind moss has taken over and created one gigantic herd of elk, um, like bison. I don't know if it's bison or buffalo in this, even this far west. So T, you'll have to tell me. Um, like caribou, and they are all looking at our vehicle, and the look is menacing in that it looks like they're preparing to kind of charge toward our caravan.
Yeah, and I think it's, so many different species who normally wouldn't be hanging out in this kind of fashion. Their heads are moving in unison after you, right? They are, you know, like, I don't know, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which is an old film that we has definitely never heard of. Yeah, and I think, as the homecraft uh, you know, goes down, yeah, I think you get, maybe a dozen of them start to crowd the road where you be going because, it knows you can't just drive into these things. These are big enough to wreck that car. Walker, what are you doing?
First of all, avoid a collision at trying to slow down, see what they do. Try to, yeah, try to figure out if they're actually aggressive. Do they want to, I don't know, do they think they should trample us or something? Are they just curious? Do they want to play with us? Which would also be bad from our perspective, but or
Yeah, I mean,
are they just in the way?
yeah, I mean, I don't think they're big enough to trample, right?
I
But
mean,
but
yeah.
yeah, unless one of them feels really adventurous and
Mm.
jumps up on the roof, right? Which is not impossible, but um, uh, but yeah, let's get a drive
Okay.
roll from you to
Okay.
navigate this obstacle.
Okay. There's a 6.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, I think like if you slow down, they go, oh well, no, this is our chance. We can kind of stand in front and maybe get a little bit of mass behind us, so he can't um, avoid us. And you see them like in a very kind of chilling fashion. They are definitely trying to trap the Humcraft.
Oh, okay.
But I think you see that in time to take some evasive action and get out of trouble. What does that look like?
I think as they prepare their trap, I guess, um, we said we are going downhill, right?
Yeah.
And the hill has been denuded of trees mostly, so I think it's not that hard to take some evasive actions. There might still be tree stumps that um, we can drive around to confuse them a little, do a little like, yeah, we were going, we were going actually here. Like maybe Walker's played some rugby or something and has at least some kind of idea of how to avoid a crowd when he doesn't want to charge it. And he
Crowd of
doesn't.
rampaging back rows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I think everyone there's a bit of jolting in the back, but I think everyone is secure. No one um the overhead bins do not open and crush anyone's skull or anything like that.
Great. I think Walker might call out like hold on or something before he goes into the wilder there's a word for what I'm doing. Swerves, right?
Yeah, swerves.
Yes, that's what he's doing.
I mean, the problem with alien Humcraft is that they do not have a handbrake, and therefore a handbrake turn is very difficult. But
yeah, but I know this thing right now. By now,
yeah.
There are other things I can do with it. I won't do a total 360 turn, not unless I'm sure everybody's wearing their seatbelts. And I have teenagers on board, so I'm not assuming that.
So yeah, surprisingly smooth evasion, and you go off road for a while to get away from them, and then back on road. 100 meters down slope, and yeah, they are like still, like turning towards you. Not they're not running or anything, just kind of deciding whether it's worth it. And I think maybe a couple start to follow you, and the main body of this herd kind of, turns back up towards the pass because, there'll be another one along soon, right? That is their mind moss logic. Plenty more fish in the sea or something.
And this mind moss wants to take is not precisely intelligent, like social intelligent, but it's like, yeah, I want to take over everybody, and that's fine.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Mind moss is intelligent, but also primarily concerned with taking over additional hosts.
Yeah, it's not like we can stop and have a chat with them or a negotiation.
Certainly, none of the Ernians who've mentioned it have said that is a tactic that would probably work. But who knows? Maybe they haven't tried. Maybe they're just scaredy cats.
Cats?
Scaredy cats? Maybe they're just afraid.
Yeah, no, scaredy cats. I heard scared off cats, and I was like, what? Where are cats now? The cat is out of the room.
But I'm thinking of some science fiction show in which some creatures are afraid of cats. Is it Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, I think they there have the Flurgans, right? And
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
was no, that there was something else. That Nick Fury was in it. Was that
Okay.
Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel, that's it.
Captain
Yeah.
Marvel. It was Captain Marvel.
Okay. We are contractually obliged to make a reference to a different science fiction franchise every week. Um, so yeah, you get out of Dodge, avoid these things. Yeah, I think like the teenagers are kind of looking at the back windows at these things, and they're going like, "What the hell?" I don't think they've had too much experience with the Mind Moss, or they weren't paying attention because it seemed boring. Moss, that's so boring.
Uh, I think Mercedes is keeping a bit of eye on Ree, because last time she seemed particularly susceptible. You you smelling anything?
Let's see. So I think Ree has been sitting up front with Walker, and she turns and, and says, like, it smells like a lot of cow poop or something. Or is that what you're smelling?
Uh, I think Mercedes was and is actually a little bit relieved that that is also what you're smelling because that's probably not a lure for you. That's probably if it were a lure, that would be a Mercedes lure. Okay, good. Just checking.
Ree rolls her eyes, and you know, because she's a teenager, and swings back around to look out the front windshield.
Do you know where we have to go now? Reed?
Um, I she looks at like a ratty old map, I guess that she's had stuffed in her pocket the whole time. And she points you in what she believes to be the correct direction.
Okay. Well, since we
It's
don't have anything else to go on, we'll just go there, I guess.
cool.
What does this mean? Like, how do we understand this? Reed doesn't know the road home. Like, is it the fact that like someone else is always driving and she is catching up on her sleep, or like what?
Yeah.
What do we think this means?
I mean, you'll discover this soon, probably, Donna, but when you are driving and your teens are in the car, they're not paying attention to landmarks or streets or anything. So, yeah, Reed just has no idea about any of these things except like, if somebody else's cow when you're driving past some cows, then she'll look up from whatever she's doing, but that's usually it. Yeah, and when she had to go across country to go to school, um, she flew. She flew using an airplane.
What?
Yeah.
How quaint? How quaint. Um, yeah. Okay. So, uh, looking at your stack of supplies, you look fine. Everything looks fine. You have tons of supplies. And anyway, we're really not going to do upkeep at the end of this location. Spoiler alert. But let's have ye navigate your way across the wilds of Oregon. Um, I mean, Portland is a pretty big town. I dare call it a city.
City is more than fair, yes.
Unlike the other Portland, right? Um, uh, so I guess the question is Ree's family farm on this side of Portland or the other side of Portland?
What, Sabine and T, do you think we should have to go through or around Portland to get there? Do you think that'll be more fun than having it on this side, the side that we're on?
I mean, how rich are Ree's parents?
Not, I mean, I don't know, a little. I guess they are okay.
Okay, so pretty rich.
We should flown. I know that people in rural areas sometimes fly, but still, it's not a cheap way of getting
Yeah,
somewhere.
that's true. So Oceanside, is that what you're thinking on
Maybe,
the side with the ocean? Yeah.
Yeah.
but
So the opposite side, we have to go through or around Portland itself.
okay.
So what way? I mean, I guess that's probably a discussion to be had, right? Do you take a long detour or go through a potentially dangerous city?
I think that we're having this discussion and she says, I mean, we've come so far. We should probably just take the safest path. I think we've got the supplies to make it. Kind of eager to get there, but what do you guys think?
Safest path sounds okay with me.
I guess my big worry is the mind moss. Is it going to be trying, right? Is it going to be near the big roads or is it going to be more in the backwoods? Does it know like major thoroughfares? We don't really know how smart it is. Onagin seemed
No,
pretty worried about it.
maybe it's even taken over the city or something in some way.
I'm not.
Um, let's go the long way.
All right.
Look, there's a volcano right there.
We're not going sightseeing to the volcano unless somebody's really adamant that we need to do that.
No, but the volcano is kind of, if you're avoiding Portland to the north, it's right there. What could possibly go wrong?
That's
Pretty
definitely the
pleasant.
path we have to take. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like there's been any volcanic activity more than usual or anything.
No, thankfully not. So yeah, I wonder if this should be I don't know, like a combined rule to see how well you navigate around trouble. Is that like a search and survey or a draw the car? I think it might be search and survey. I think we might just get Reed to do it.
Mhm.
Remember the way home and avoid oldie trouble spots.
Okay. So she's gonna try. Um,
Did you weigh in on how to proceed?
I did, so I should probably grab a, yeah, you're right. I should grab another heroism. I'll
Did
just
did
spend a
Walker
hero point.
strategize about something dangerous, like the city?
I think the walker should take a another heroism there. You're right. Um, okay. So here we go. Search and survey 3. Plus 1 for the heroism is 4 dice. I've been rolling really poorly the past week or so. So,
You get one for dagger, right?
oh, that's right. 1 for dagger. Thank you, dagger. Oh my lord.
Four fours. That's pretty good in a different game. Uh,
Can we switch that system now on the fly?
okay. Um, so yeah, I think as you're pootling along this countryside, you definitely get a sense it is a success, but not a six. You get a sense that there is something uh, drive it or something following you, possibly a vehicle, but possibly some kind of a drone. It's hard for you to know. There's something going on with the Humcraft. It keeps blinking a light, some kind of sensor that won't tell you what's going on. But yeah.
Can I try to harmonize with it and figure out what it wants to tell me?
Yeah, yeah. So you've taken this big kind of winding route, across the countryside, like in between Portland and the volcano, to go around, maybe cross the river, and then head towards home. But yeah, harmonize with that to see what's going on.
Let's go. There's a 6.
Sorry. Don't apologize.
No, but I apologize to the face marked.
Oh, okay.
I threw 5 dice.
I mean, we just have to be more confident.
You're trying too hard.
Do or do not. There is no try. Yeah. So you engage with the Humcraft's sensors, and it tells you, in not in so many words, but there is some kind of what we say it's called a humming bromeliad, which is like a drone that encourages Ernian plant growth in a region. It's quite large, and it's not really. It shouldn't be following you. The Humcraft suggests that it's due for maintenance, and maybe that's why it's seeking out the vehicle.
Oh, okay. I don't. I mean, it needs maintenance, cool, but I don't think we should seek out a vehicle, because then we would have to explain why we are driving an alien vehicle to some aliens who might not be particularly positively inclined towards humans.
I mean, it's worth saying it is a drone. It is kind of an automated system, so it's not piloted or anything like that.
Okay. Well,
maybe it's been mind mossed, huh?
A drone.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Can it be mind mossed?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know about the translation, but bromeliads are plants.
Yeah, but sometimes you give a plant name to something that is just a... No, this is not how aliens work, right?
I don't know how aliens work. You're the one who's always sticking your fingers in there.
Well, I mean, there seems to be some kind of biological component to the alien technology, a lot. So that might suggest that it might be mind mossed, but I don't know.
So the last Aryan we saw in the area tried to drop a tree on us, so I don't know. I'm not really feeling particularly sociable just at the moment, I guess.
Then we will ignore the blinking light and hope that it will get us to where we're going, and we'll try to figure something out.
Yeah, I mean, it seems quite large, maybe not quite larger than the Humcraft, but it is using similar technology to hover around the place. And like when the kind of schematic identification comes up on the dashboard, yeah, it looks like it's shaped like a flower, right? Except probably made of metal or something. I don't know.
Can we avoid it?
Yeah, it's not particularly fast. It seems to have been in this area and then just noticed you and has been like, you know, following you.
I mean, I guess Mercedes is looking worried, perhaps even fearful. If it is mind moss and it's tracking us, what if we lead it to Ree's family?
Be worrying about the same thing. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
Should
you're
we
right.
try to intercept it and figure out if it is actually mind moss?
Did we end up with any kind of alien weapons? I can't recall.
I have a heat knife.
You're a heat knife. That's about it.
Shite.
That's about it.
And we don't have anything like larger, really, do we?
No.
No, we
Um,
don't have anything larger. That's what we got.
I mean, the war singer had a rifle.
yeah,
We want to take a big detour.
yeah, that's a detour.
Excuse me, can we borrow that just for a second?
That's
Maybe you can evade it, Walker. She looks ahead. There's a tunnel that maybe we could veer off into. Should we try to go
oh,
through that tunnel and see if it loses
mhm.
track?
Yeah, yeah, let's try that. And if that doesn't work, there must be some kind of mountains, some kind of woods here that we could also try and use to lose it, right?
Is that okay with you, Donna?
I mean, nothing bad ever happens in tunnels and post-apocalyptic.
Mm.
Is this like a mountain pass, a some kind of um, tunnel under a river? Because who wants bridges these days? What kind of a tunnel is this?
Train tunnel.
Yeah, we'll say it's a mountain tunnel. And hmm, it's a few miles worth of tunnel that we have to get through.
Um, just comes to my mind that if the mine moss is in the tunnel, we're cooked.
So that's bad.
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, if we're in the tunnel, we have very little ways to avoid things. I mean,
Okay.
it's a good idea for avoiding the following, but I'm a little worried about what might be in the tunnel, you know?
Okay. Um, I've got another idea.
Good.
And then she turns to Mercedes to check to make sure that Mercedes does.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, this mind moss stuff is like the only thing the Airnians are afraid of, right?
Yeah.
If they could deal with it, they probably already would have.
Okay. So Ria's thinking maybe, and she says to folks, "What if I try to blind it or throw it off of our trail with by hitting it or hitting near it with a flare?"
That could work. So we're dropping you off and drawing it into a position where you can hit it.
Oh, I can hit it from this vehicle.
Okay.
We'll leave you behind. Yeah.
That other yeah, no, yeah, no. Okay.
Okay.
Um
Okay.
You don't sound very sure there, Mark. Yeah.
I'm
No, 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 no,
not.
no.
Yeah, 100% not sure. Um,
I mean, I guess it
so
could
go
also
ahead.
just be fine, right? Like maybe it just needs maintenance and it comes and it like sits down and goes like beep bop bop bop.
No, no, we need maintenance. We need maintenance. That thing might be something to do maintenance on us. If I understood that correctly, Donna. We're the one
Uh,
who need maintenance, or is the thing needing maintenance? Sorry, I'm confused.
yeah, this thing, the humming
Mhm.
bromeliad, is the thing that makes needs maintenance.
Oh, okay. Yeah, got it.
Ye are fine. Your hunk,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, okay, okay. That's then I'm not that all that worried. Okay, yeah, maybe it needs maintenance because it's infected with mind moss.
Maybe just like the battery's low or
Mm,
I don't know. I guess we don't know what's wrong with it, but I mean, we can't just leave if we fuck things up here really bad, right? Or at least we can't.
I mean, we want to go somewhere, and we don't want to draw trouble to this place. Is what I'm understanding.
Hmm.
Looks at Reed, right?
Hey. But wait, how does mind moss, how does it how does it move? Do we know?
I don't.
I guess like right now it seems like it's moving by like being inside elk and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, totally. I thought you were gonna say by being in the drone, which was also funny. Um,
Uh,
can it
maybe.
like, is it airborne? I mean, can you like breathe it in? Is it that small?
I don't know if it does work with spores or stuff like that. That might be airborne. It's moss. I think they do spores. Moss do spores, right? I don't know, Mercedes. More your
I think
wheelhouse than mine, I think.
mm, I'm remembering correctly. The the folks from Resurrection said that it's telepathic, but it like it wants to get you close to it, right? So
Uh,
it's probably like you know, like those seeds like attached to you.
okay.
I don't know that it's like super mobile when it's not attached to something. Otherwise, it would need to do that, right? I don't know. Telepathy seems like it would be expensive to evolve. There's got to be a good reason for it. We haven't done it.
Hmm. Okay. So it's more like yeah, like it's not mobile. Okay. Unless it's on a drone, of course.
I mean, I think regardless, we should probably take this drone out. We don't want it following us. Um, may or may not be boss. We don't actually know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing is we might alarm something if we take out the drone, but
But also the
So,
answer
oh,
folks are here, right? So ideally, if we're like, hey, our bad, these things will be cool. They
okay,
seemed nice. I say we do it.
okay.
Wait, we do what?
Take
Which
out the
thing?
drone with the
Take
flare.
out the drone. Yeah,
Okay.
you've got it,
Uh,
right, Ree?
yeah.
so Mark, I thought your plan was to say, "Hey, go over there with the flare," instead of just try to destroy it with a flare.
Not so much to destroy it, but to my thought was um make it like temporarily blind it, or
Oh,
I mean, I understand it's not probably biological in terms of its, but maybe overload its sensors or something by having this flare explode near it, like in front of it.
Okay.
okay.
But now that you've mentioned this other option, is there
I
something
mean,
that we have on board that it's maybe tracking, or do we think that it's just coming to us because it needs to be? maintained?
I mean, I think from, harmonizing with alien stuff, it seems to be looking at you as a opportunity to get a well-needed maintenance check.
Okay.
You're one of us, right? Um, but I guess you still have a lot of options. Like you could, I don't know,
We could try to
check.
turn off the beacon that it has latched onto, right? Because it
Yeah,
has that we could also try that.
That's a
But
great idea. Somebody who might know how to kind of like, she's looking around. Somebody who knows how to kind of rig it so that it doesn't get signal anymore.
I can try to do that, maybe.
so
Mercedes
while
sort of
this,
shrugs.
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I
Sorry,
say Mercedes
go
sort of shrugs. She does not know heads nor tails from Alien Tech.
well, I guess, you could also like do science on it to see if it's infected by mind moss.
But then we'd have to draw close enough to see actually watch it, right?
Yeah,
Me-
yeah.
Okay.
Mercedes, can't you like rig our the Humcraft so that it's not giving off the beacon anymore?
Uh, yeah, I don't think she knows. Yeah, I think a do science roll makes sense. If we've pulled over, she'll open the hood. Does it have one? Remove the service panel?
There you go. Remove
Let's
the
find
service
Um,
out.
panel.
Does he have Jeffrey's tubes?
Very small, Jeff. No, maybe they're big enough to wander through. It's got a whole Doctor Who thing going on.
We'll send
Um,
the whelp in there.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Hmm.
I can just imagine re-communicating clearly to Dagger. Now, when you get to the repair hatch, turn this and press this
Uh,
button.
that is a 6 on do science for Mercedes.
Okay, okay. You were getting ahead with the game while we were just making fun. Uh,
Fun during games? No.
see, you only need two dice to roll a six, Mark.
Mercedes says.
Um, yeah, so what does this look like? And like is this a leap of intuition, or is this like, well, look, this just works like other things I'm used to figuring out?
Yeah. We sort of mentioned a couple times that a lot of Aryan stuff is a little bit more biological. At this point, Mercedes has spent quite a bit of time with Songbird, quite a bit of time sneakily playing with the Whelp Dagger, um, hung out with Onogen, um, and I think she's starting to draw parallels between sort of the biological systems of the Nearnians and Earth biology. And I think it's rough. You got to squint and sort of like tilt your head and, flip some things mentally, but it's almost biological in nature. Like, if you don't think about this wiring like a circuit, instead you think about it like nerves, or sometimes veins and arteries, depending on where it is in relationship to you know, the things that are touching it. Uh, she can kind of understand how things are moving in and out of various places. It is odd. It is odd.
So is this kind of a stay away, a danger signal, or this is not uh, this is not the herd you're looking for, or like a pain response? Like, what is the kind of core message or lack of message that you're sending this thing?
Yeah. Uh, I think she's going to try and well, I don't know if you'll let me do it or if this role is for understanding it. But I think what she would like to do is sort of like a nerve block. She'd just like to deaden the sensor entirely, right? So it's not sending any signals.
Yeah, I think this was for the achieve the thing.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, yeah, it's just like, let's shut down this thing. It's unnecessary. Maybe it's some kind of like shutdown routine that obviously uh, you tweak very specifically to only shut this thing down. So that would have been an interesting bunch of ones. Oh no, I've turned off our Humcraft. Um, yeah, and I think like maybe you imagine like a sad drone sound as this, oh, where's my friend? And maybe in the monitor before you start kind of accelerating again, you see it kind of turn around on the spot and do this kind of search routine, as if it's looking for a lost signal. Um, and I think, because you have the sensors in your eyes on this, you also kind of see maybe it returns to its normal routine, which is, um, spraying stuff on the land, and you can kind of see maybe some flowers, perk up unnaturally quickly when they get a spray of this stuff.
Oh, nice job. We don't have to worry about it following us anymore, it looks like.
I mean, if that Warsinger is still following you, it'll have a new friend soon, right? Which will make its stealthy approach very difficult. Okay, amazing. And on you drive. Let us frame the approach to the family farm, Mark, because the only thing more dangerous than alien artifacts is a family dinner.
Um, should should I frame it such that no creatures are included since we don't know the state of creatures here at the farm?
I will frame some creatures for you afterwards.
Okay. It's a very small farm, what they sometimes call a hobby farm. But there is space for horses to roam. Um, I think that
We are
the
not
house.
approaching, sorry, but we're not approaching the farm in the hovercraft, right? Because it's an alien hovercraft. And we don't know how your family will react to that.
We can get out some ways down the road and approach on foot.
Yeah, makes
Makes good
sense.
sense, yeah. So yeah, it's winter, obviously. So the snow has not been cleared from the roadway, so it's like trudging through a lot of snow on the way up to the mailbox, and then half a mile down the road from the mailbox is the home, which is like an old-fashioned uh kind of an old-fashioned farmhouse that has been updated to some extent. Um and there are no tracks in the snow or anything. No one's come this way since the last snow happened. Um there's a there's a large barn that's not in great condition, but serviceable. And I think maybe there are some vehicles in the out next to the house. There is a big four-wheel drive truck. There's an ATV and a sedan of some type. It is quiet.
And I guess the only thing that you spot, when you kind of come around the corner and like maybe there's a slight opening, is previously shielded by the other kind of trees in the area, are two Grey Watchers, the 100-foot tall alien creatures, just like standing um, in the backyard, basically in the far field. Um, uh, they're kind of You can kind of get a sense that they are covered in snow, though maybe not as much as you think they should be. And like there's a slight sense that they're shivering, right? Indeed, this is the last one you saw was driven into by a truck. So maybe let's take our break. Uh, okay, so we have arrived at Ree's farm. Mark, uh, like, what signs are there that despite the lack of footprints or tracks in the snow on the road up, what signs are that this place is inhabited?
I think. Oh, yes. Okay. There is. It's getting on toward dusk, we'll say, and there is um a lantern flame flickering inside a window on the first floor, and there is some smoke coming from a fireplace inside, from where the fireplace is. And the smoke carries with it a scent of something delicious to eat.
Glad you added, to eat there, because it could have been delicious irony. um, yeah. So, I mean, there's three of ye. There's a little alien who, doesn't want to walk through all this snow. I think Dagger has been slightly spoilt by life so far and wants to be inside Ree's jacket. And you have three teenagers who are going like, "Oh, that's so far. Why did we not bring the home craft?" I don't expect anyone to answer that, but if you want to give them a stern look, we're going to turn this caravan around.
And I think that Val kind of like walks up to Ree and takes her hand as they're walking the rest of the way toward the farmhouse.
You nervous, babe?
Yeah, I just hope that they I hope it's them. It's her. I hope it's them. I hope they're okay. You?
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, that's very grown up of you. Because like, I thought you were just assuming they were okay and hoping that they didn't freak out.
Well, now that you mentioned that, I guess there's that too. So
Oh, sorry.
thanks. But I think hopefully they're a little like more chill than our other parents. We'll see.
I don't know. I don't know how farmers react to things.
It's been a while.
Um, yeah. So like, you approach the front door, or is it the back door? I don't know what the cultural norm is uh, in Oregon. Um, you just like open the door. You still have your house key. What does redo?
She has a house key, which she has held on to this whole time. Um, and she's actually wondering to herself when the lock looks the same. It looks like it's not been disturbed or changed, but as she puts it in, she hesitates for a moment before she turns it. And then she attempts to turn it. What happens, Donna?
It changed the lock on you. What? That was no, it's just jammed. It's just jammed for a moment. It's
Oh,
too
okay,
cold.
yeah.
It's too cold. But you do have this awkward, like, oh, it's not working. And then it does.
Reed,
Um,
don't you think you should maybe knock and let them know that you're coming in? Because they might not expect you.
Um, yeah. She kind of like she decides that she's going to um go someplace in between with that. So she turns the knob, opens the door just a crack, and says, "It's me. You guys, it's me." And she looks back at like the 25 people who are with her now, and she's like, "And
I
I
mean,
have some."
five people, right?
Seems like a lot, regardless. A throng.
Okay.
Yeah, the throng that she has. And she says, I also have some other people with me. Dad?
So
Mom?
is there a family pet who is inside the house? Cat, dog, you know,
We ha we had a
lion.
dog,
Okay,
a lion.
right?
Uh,
Who
we
knows?
we had a exactly. Thank you, Sabine. The dog was named uh somebody give me a dog name because apparently I'm blanking on a dog name.
Lion.
Lion. Yes, that's perfect. So yes, we had a dog named Lion, but he was a little bit old when she left for the coast. I don't know if he survived. Does he?
I don't like the way you're using the past tense about a dog who has just jumped into your arms.
It's Lion. How does Dagger react when Lion jumps into my arms?
Like a little bit squashed, right? Daggers inside your jacket, and then suddenly, like, there's a great big snorting. I don't know. I'm imagining a golden retriever
Yeah,
because
definitely. Yep, yep, definitely.
there's a snorting beast of um, an animal snuffling. Oh, have you got a treat inside your jacket? Like, I know I
Oh,
haven't seen you in 2 years, but like, what is this interesting thing that my nose can smell?
nope, not a treat. Nope, 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 can't eat it. Okay, settle down. And then she's like trying to bring everyone in with her.
Um, so, what is the situation here? Like, is there uh, two separate parental units, siblings? What kind of a setup is this?
Yeah, boy, she's an only child. She's always acted like one, I think. Um, and she has moms and her so yeah, if her moms are there, her moms come out to figure out what the hell is happening. I said mom and dad before, that was a lie.
Uh, is 234 the number of moms or the number of golden retrievers? I'm not sure the timing of that
Yes,
comment.
yes.
Yes. So yeah, I would like to involve some of our other players in this homecoming.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
so yeah, um, but you know, I think it might be opportune to have the other people describe Mom One and Mom Two, and maybe how they have changed since you last saw them. Sabine, do you want to take a run at Mom One?
Yeah,
I'm sure they have
okay.
name. Also, give them names, please, because we cannot refer to
Oh,
them as Mom One and Mom Two.
okay. Let me have a look at Reese White, right?
She's biracial.
Oh yeah, okay.
She's like mixed race.
Okay. So I think mom one is Gabriella. Gabriella is a fairly light-skinned black woman, and she's a bit no nonsense. I think she has maybe a gun in her hand because she heard people coming, right? And you got to be careful. She's not like has it drawn or pointed at people, but she's careful. She's cautious. She is tall. She was she was she's more muscular than she was before, more athletic, I'd say. There's gray in her hair, like more than there used to be. Worry lines, I guess. And I think she's the first one to come out to see what's going on. I mean, the dog seems like happy, and she's probably heard Ree. And that's why, or maybe she's not the first to come out. No, she probably isn't. But she's coming out, gun in her hand, maybe half forgotten because that's Ree, right? That's her child, that's her kid. And she's not like, oh God, I gotta shoot whoever Ree's bringing with me. But she's probably really focused on her child right now. And probably does she see Dagger, I wonder, in the crush? Probably not right now. Yeah. Is that enough? And I'll write the name in the chat. Gabriella.
Okay. T, do you want to do the same for Mom 2?
Yeah. Um, Mom 2 comes out afterwards. It sounded like something was being cooked, so I think has like a dish towel over her shoulder. Um, Tall woman, probably around 5'11", thick set, um, tattoos up both arms. One of them is a like a circuit diagram, and the other one is uh, topological map of Mount Hood. And they've clearly been done by the same artist. Although I think one of them now has a scar over the back of her arm that's healed a little bit. The last time you saw her, uh, she has much longer hair than Gabriella. And she dyes it. It was dyed blue, and now it is shaved. Um, and her name is Fern, and she was a patent attorney, and I think probably is not currently practicing law day to day.
Thank you guys. That's awesome.
What's her reaction when Ree comes in?
Um, I mean, I think absolute shock. It is like a ghost has walked through the door. Um, I don't know about Gabriella, but Fern genuinely believed that Ree was dead.
I think Gabriella has never given up hope. Didn't talk about it much, but maybe, maybe.
So, this is Walker and this is Mercedes, and they've been with me all the way from the coast. And I think that Ree kind of like starts to her face kind of like scrunches up, and she starts to kind of cry a little bit, kind of quietly, and she says, and they were with me the whole way, and they helped me get back here. But then she goes over and starts to hug her mom's.
think Walker stays outside to watch the things or whatever. I don't think he wants to be part of a family reunion right now.
Yeah, and I think uh, you're smothered in this double hug for I don't know what seems like a claustrophobically long time, though it does feel like comfortable, right? Um, and then someone else, I think Fern extends a hand out of the hug and like slightly draws back and starts to like pull people in and and direct them into the kitchen because you can't leave the door open. It's freezing outside, just in case you haven't noticed. Um, yeah, and I guess cozy fireside kind of rustic kitchen area, full of warm air, full of home cooking. It seems very inviting. And yeah, I think second golden retriever, obviously asleep upstairs, barrels down the stairs, and I don't know how many golden retrievers can you hold at the same time, Ree, but you have um, is there going to be a third golden retriever called Bear?
I mean, it just makes sense.
It does make sense. Yeah, and I think Dagger pokes their head out and climbs around your neck and sits on your head, and yeah, I guess no one is really paying that much attention. I mean, there's like a okay, we can talk about that later, and yeah, extra places are set. Um, the table probably doesn't comfortably hold eight, but spare chairs, long gathering dust, are taken out of you know little rooms or whatever and plonked down. What what have they done to your favorite recipe, Reed, that you're not quite sure about?
Well, there's unfortunately spices are hard to come by now. So I think that it is a uh it's just bland by comparison because there's no paprika. They ran out of paprika months ago and they do their best, but it's just not the same.
But yeah, I mean, I guess it tastes like home, right? Without the paprika, even.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, I think that she says, uh, so are those gray watchers in the field? Are they are they dead?
Oh, no, we're looking after them.
She, she turns to Mercedes and Walker. What?
Walker's still outside. He hasn't entered.
Oh, God damn it, Walker, you got to eat. She retries to pull Walker into the dinner table.
Yeah, I
Come
think
on,
he will come in.
you got to eat something. Jeez.
Uh,
So
and into this sort of like awkward pause while Ria's going out to get our personal storm cloud who drives our truck. Mercy's like, so are you with the answer?
I not really. They just showed up last fall, and we're kind of taking care of them. A couple of people dropped by who were very nice, who gave us some uh, Grey Watcher husbanding tips, if that is a thing. I guess it is.
Mercedes' eyes are star-shaped. She leans forward. This is the only thing she's going to be talking about for the rest of this meal.
Yeah, Gabriella, I think, uh, kind of sees this and, maybe like leans back to reach into a little drawer, which is full of, you know, knickknacks and, I don't know, charging cables that have no devices, and brings out a notebook in which in some detail there are kind of some observations or things that she wrote down from her little tutorial. Um, I didn't quite expect the um, the Ernians to be quite so in awe of something. They like when they talk about these things, they kind of treat them with a reverence that I don't know. Like when Fern talks about this case she won because she was the biggest geek in the class, kind of thing.
Huh. Interesting.
Have you seen one of these up close before?
Uh, I think this is a perfect time for Ree and Walker to enter and Mercedes and it is patently obvious she is trying to cover something else and says, yeah, the Grey Walkers that the Arnians think are so special and wonderful, we have seen them at a distance, right, Ree?
Re catches on and nods a bit and then goes to sit down. Walker.
Um, oh yeah, Walker, come on in. We're Ree's moms. You can grab that seat at the end. Um, I hope you like. Oh, sorry. I hope that someone remembered to pick up paprika on their way back. But unlikely, right, Ree?
Um, like the big score I think for us was like a box of some Snickers bars. So I don't have that, but I do have and she digs around in her pack and pulls out the can of spray paint. I mean, no.
And I think um, a hug from Gabriella, and she whispers, "You haven't changed a bit."
So
Um, yeah, go ahead.
so do you I mean, are you safe here? Do you do you have I mean, are you having problems with anybody?
Not really. I mean, those folks at the answer have dropped in from time to time. They have, try to convince us that maybe it's becoming less safe here. Um, But yeah, I don't know. We're not inclined.
Um, I mean, do they have another place to go?
Well, they have this, I don't know, carrier, this kind of spaceship off the coast, I believe, which they have assured us is very safe and secure, but unfortunately, the farm will not fit.
Uh, so you guys are intent on staying here.
I believe so. Yeah.
And she looks again, she looks to Walker and Mercedes, and she says, "Will you stay here?"
I think Mercedes, her sort of mouth opens and she doesn't answer right away. Uh, what does Walker say?
What's the question to me? No. Sorry.
Yes,
Oh,
it was to both of you.
I mean, I think Walker was a little distracted. He's trying to keep his peace. And he will look up and say, no, I don't think so.
A quiet settles over the table, and people
I,
have kind of stopped eating. And
and,
Reese
and he
says,
looks at Ree, you don't think I can stay around these things, do you?
"I don't think that you have anywhere else to run to. You're running out of places to run.
It's a big country.
You're gonna go swimming here pretty soon."
No, I think I know where I want to go next, actually.
Um, so Reese sighs, rolls her eyes, and looks like her thought is she'll try again later. She'll try it another time. She turns back to Mercedes though.
Right. Well, I mean, I was had kind of been planning on going to the carrier once I got you settled. I mean, she sort of looks around the table and is like, and looks at Val, and looks at Ree, and looks at Val, and looks at Ree, and then looks at Zephyrin and Cameron and says, I mean, Zephyrin and Cameron, you're trying to get to family out here, and I guess we can do our best to see that you get there, but I mean, I know you've got the walkers. Do you have like any other animals besides these babies? Yes. Oh, sorry, should I not give them food from the table? She has been slipping food to bear the entire time.
So Reese says, "Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
The carrier's a good place for you."
Reed, do you want me to stay?
I I do. I want you to stay. But I totally, hey, if you go to the carrier, I understand that, you know, you should go someplace where you can exercise your brain a lot, and maybe I can come and visit you or something. And she looks at Gabriella and Fern like, is it reasonable to go visit people at the carrier?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, we've never been asked to visit. We've been asked to move, but I don't think they are, I don't think you can just hop over but maybe that's just because we can't fly. So someone pops by in a helicopter sometimes.
Are you safe here from the mind mouse?
Yeah, I mean, not so much. Sometimes the orange eyes come down at night and try to sneak in, but we kind of shoot them and dispose of the bodies.
Mm.
Did you say orange eyes?
Oh yeah, the like zombie elks or whatever, you know.
Okay,
They have
okay.
orange eyes. I don't know if you noticed.
I don't think I did.
Well, it ain't pleasant, I'll tell you that.
I mean,
Okay.
sounds like you could use someone who can help dig holes. I assume you're burying them, right? Or like burning?
Burning, yeah.
Okay. Well, chop firewood then, I guess.
So Ree brightens up, but at the same time, she's like thinking to herself, uh, it's gonna be tough for Mercedes to keep her mind busy digging ditches here on the farm, which
Uh,
is what it
and
boils down to.
maybe as you are thinking that, you see Mercedes slipping dagger, the same food she's slipping there.
Aha.
And then she is looking outside the window at the gray walkers on the horizon. Um, and turns back to I don't know, maybe she's sitting closer to Gabrielle and says, um, "So are you clearing the snow off them? Are they like endothermic? What's the deal with their metabolism?"
So when they get cold, they kind of stop moving. And so we were encouraged to like tickle their feet to get them to clear the snow off. Um, so yeah, I
Walker's
mean,
leaving. Walker is leaving at that moment. I'm sorry, I can't. I can't.
Walker, I think Ree says like plaintively from the table as she watches him walk out. It's really he's got he lost his family and he can't. I don't know. It consumes him, I guess.
And I think
um,
Mercedes is sort of looking after him and says to like no one in particular. Sometimes you're sort of I'm a vet, by the way. I don't think we mentioned that. Not no, not like war. Like not, I wasn't in the army. Like I'm a veterinarian. Um, I guess I was. Anyway, but sometimes you know, sometimes a calf comes out and it's just not very strong, and there's nothing like wrong with it, really. Nothing physical, but you do your best, but it never nurses, and it's sometimes the animals don't really want to fight, and you can't make them. And if you try, I don't know, it's cruel in a way, isn't it?
and I think Fern looks at Mercedes and then looks at Gabriella and says, are you talking about yourself or your friend
Me?
Walker?"
Oh, no, I um Walker. I mean,
But you've learned as a vet to not bother with those animals.
you do the best you can, right?
Oh.
And I don't know. Maybe I wasn't a very good vet. Maybe my best wasn't good enough, but
So Mark, what did Gabriella do before uh, this unpleasant apocalypse?
Yeah, so let's see. Well, so Fern was a patent attorney,
mhm.
if I remember that correct. Um, they'd both be so disappointed in Ree's academics, I think. I think that I think Gabriella was she was a something to do with animals and farms. She was a horse breeder. That doesn't sound right. But yeah, she hunted and so on, and she had taught Ree how to do as much as Ree knew how to do in regard to hunting and using a rifle and so on.
So I think, yeah, I mean, I think Gabriella um, goes into the liquor cabinet and grabs a almost empty bottle of whiskey and two glasses and heads outside.
Amazing. That's awesome. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect, T. So yeah, she was a trail guide. She took people out backpacking on horseback. That's fantastic.
Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, I think the three teenagers are kind of used to this. Like they have, I don't know, it's like that's just how Walker is, you know. Um, they have normalized this dynamic um, in probably a worrying way. Um, uh, and I think, uh, what was I going to say? Cameron is kind of looking around, like looking for, I don't know, photos of Ree when she was younger, and maybe like Ree notices that um, the ones that you remember that have been here, like when you left, are down. There's other ones put up, maybe you much younger.
So yeah, I don't know if we're gonna cut to the exterior to Walker, but otherwise we will ask Fern. Well, it looks like you guys changed up a lot of photos of me. What what'd you do with the other ones? Like there's nothing from high school up now. What'd you do with my graduation picture?
Um, well, it was like easier to still hope that you were out there when we couldn't see you like the way you had been like a few weeks before you left. Um, I guess it was, this is going to sound very, I don't know, harsh, but it was easier to, lie to ourselves if we weren't reminded that you were probably never coming back.
Yeah. So Ree nods and gets a little more quiet and kind of draws into herself a little bit. And she thinks back to the difficult times on the road here when things were sometimes very iffy. And she looks um, up at Mercedes and thinks about Walker, looks at Val, and thinks that she's lucky to have made it here.
I think Val, squeezes your hand under the table, and then gives Fern a hug. Let's go outside. Sabine, where has Walker um, escaped to?
I don't know. I think he's just outside and tries not to stare at probably stares at these things.
And what's the look um, that Gabriella sees on your face as she comes out to join you?
I think he's struggling not to break down, I guess. He will pull himself together at least a little when he notices that somebody's coming.
Yeah, and she holds up the two glasses in your direction. Pulls out the cork with her teeth and spits it on the ground, and then like empties the bottle into both of these glasses.
And I think he will say to her, one of these things stepped on the house where my wife and child were in. I can't laugh about that. I can't find it cute that they need their feet tickled.
I I understand. I guess there's a lot less there's a lot fewer people who are as lucky as us or something. I think I'd pretty much given up.
I'm, yeah, sometimes that thought that there was somebody waiting for their child, and I had the opportunity to maybe get her home. That kept me going.
I guess I can't thank you enough.
I mean, just glad that you're still here for her. I mean,
Yeah. We can walk to the other pasture.
yeah, maybe that's a good idea.
Do you wanna do you wanna tell me about them?
No, you're the first person to ask me. Yes, I do. I'd love to. And I think he will draw out a picture that he has and say their names, and he won't talk much, but it's just his daughter's age, what his wife was like. That they had talked about getting a puppy. Not that I didn't in the end.
Well, they sound great.
Yeah, they were. They were. I wish I'd been there with them. What this day? I think then he starts crying.
I think if it seems all right with Walker, Gabriella will put an arm around you and give him a hug.
Yeah, it is. It is all right. It's quite welcome, actually.
So, how long do you think you and Gabriella are out there?
Not too long. It's quite cold, I think. So
Mhm.
I think they're walking mostly, and maybe an hour or something like that.
And yeah, I think while you're walking back, like a slightly different route, um, Gabriella stops at the barn to, you know, freshen up the feed for the horses that are in there. You're going to be so happy when spring comes. You won't even imagine. So when you get back to the house, how do you think how do you think Walker looks or presents himself?
A little less tense, maybe. I mean, these two know him pretty well, and he is more, I think, open than you've ever seen him.
What do you think the mood is at the table between Ree and Mercedes and the rest?
Is that question posed to everyone?
It's posed to you now.
Um, I think things quiet down, but if Walker sits down at the table, then conversation and eating resume. And Ree looks at Walker and then looks at her mom, Gabriella. And I think she reaches out to put her hand on Walker's arm.
I think he looks surprised. He's not pulling away or anything, but he looks surprised mostly. And a little like, yeah, what is it?
I think she just leaves it there for what she thinks is a comforting moment,
Mhm.
and then pulls it away. And it seems like Gabriella has, hmm, has, I guess, like, not engaged, but like, communicated with you, with Walker, in a way that Rhea was always afraid to do. Certainly out on the road, she was always concerned that she was making things more difficult for Walker, and so she was probably actually kind of afraid to broach subjects that she thought was going to make Walker more miserable.
That is entirely understandable. I don't know if Walker really understands, but I do as a player.
I think Mercedes will just sort of catch Ree's eye and shrug one shoulder. I think in her mind, she tried and got bit too many times and is not interested in continuing to try. She does have a golden retriever on each knee.
Yeah, I think this is a good chance to take a break.
Yay.
Um, so I think it seems likely that everyone sleeps in the house that night. Everyone has normal dreams or like no dreams at all for the first time in what seems like forever, right? Um, uh, can we see what people's normal dreams are like? I say normal, but typical might be a better word. Uh,
Think Mercedes is kind of having a stress dream because she's noticed that Bear is favoring one of his hips and it's like, oh, he's got dysplasia. I gotta find these joint supplements. And she finds the joint supplements, but he won't take it. And then she's got to find peanut butter, but there's no peanut butter anywhere. And it's just like a stress dream of her like opening cabinets that open into other cabinets that open into even more cabinets, none of which have any peanut butter in them. Some of them do have mind moss, and those ones she sort of slams and then backs out of. But yeah, she's having a sort of unpleasant stress dream about not being able to give this dog meds.
Nightmare. Do we discover Mercedes in the morning actually going through drawers to look for peanut butter or something for Bear?
Oh, I don't think she has the supplements he needs. So she's not bringing it up, but she's doing a little bit of manual therapy because it'll help a little bit, but eventually it's just going to continue to degrade.
Okay, amazing. Mark. Oh, Sabine, go.
Yeah, I think walkers are a little confusing, which is normal for dreams, right? Um, he's building a boat. He's pretty sure he's building a boat. He's not quite sure if this is the Rainbow Warrior and the crew that he knew there. These people are there, but also Elora is running around and trying to help, which is not helping because she wants to build everything with Lego. And she has this great idea of how to build the Lego. And then they have to find gray Lego pieces because otherwise it wouldn't fit, right? And then somebody suggests, and I think that's Ree who suggests that we could use violet Lego pieces actually. But then Mercedes is saying that that's not good for the dog. And then there's one of the golden retrievers, and it's not clear which one, but then they will argue a little about whether violet pieces are good for dogs. And then it's clear that you can't feed Lego pieces to dogs because, and then for whatever reason, the boat is made of chocolate, which is not good for dogs either. So Mercedes is mad. Everybody else seems to be okay with having a boat made of chocolate. But the Smarties are made of Lego. And that's when he wakes up because, yeah, because it's a confusing dream. I'm sorry, Mercedes.
Uh, I think that so Ree's dream is it's summer. It's warm. There's a breeze that is coming down off the mountains, and I don't know if that makes sense, but it's blowing the crops that are growing here on the farm that they've planted. Um, the the walkers, the Gray Watchers, is that what they are are still in the field, but they have been kind of co-opted by local wildlife, and there are birds that have built nests into birds that have built nests on the upper parts of their shoulders and so on. Um, and there are flowers growing all around their feet. And I think that she sees Walker and Ree and I'm sorry, she sees Walker and Mercedes and Val saddling up horses, and Gabriella and Fern bring out some lunch packs for them to take and put in the saddlebags. And then the rest of the dream is them kind of riding up toward Mount Hood along a trail. And yeah, the dream just fades from there, I guess.
Okay. So what do we think breakfast is like, or what do you get up to the next day?
I'll I'll speak for Ree real quick since I'm still unmuted. I think that they have a proper amount of food now this morning since they know that they're cooking for 8 people instead of two. There are um, lots of eggs, and some homemade bread of some type. Um, and I think that the teenagers are not up yet, which is to say, I guess, Zeph and Cameron. Um, but I think that Ree and Val make it to the table and try to help out in the kitchen with the cooking and setting the table and so forth. And then waiting to see if Walker shows up specifically. She's expecting Mercedes to be there shortly because who else is going to feed the dogs from the table? But she's worried that Walker is not going to. Uh-oh. Is not going to show up.
No, I think he shows up. He's slept rather well, actually. So he shows up. He's, well, is he in a good mood? Not precisely, but he's been in worse moods. Mostly he's been in worse moods. So might present as a good mood.
Uh, and I wonder if Mercedes comes in later because she went out with Bern to feed the horses and look them over. She's in great mood. This is amongst the happiest you've ever seen her. Like top five Mercedes moment. Actually, she probably would have taken out Dagger as well for his business if we hadn't already.
Yeah. So
Oh,
what is the
I think
sorry,
Walker might have gotten up really early and gotten the hover thing here because we can now, and having it stand around in the forest is probably not a good idea. So just that's here. Yeah, sorry, Donna, you were going to.
yeah, I was wondering like what is a happy conversation between the three of you appear to be like, you know? Is it something you can fall into naturally, or is it a little bit awkward?
I think there must be some natural things that we talk about when we share a meal, like pass me this, pass me that. Probably nothing too personal.
I mean, if Mercedes is coming in from the horses, she is telling everybody everything she's just learned. Well, I don't know. You've been gone for a while, so I don't know if you're appreciating the health update. But she's going through horse by horse, giving you a detailed breakdown until someone actively interrupts her. I'm not going to do that in character, but assume it's continuing.
Walker is not going to interrupt her. This has been pretty much the pattern, I think, that somebody was talking. Walker was not interrupting.
So I guess at some stage, right, there's got to be, oh, Reed doesn't recognize the name of that horse. Is it new? Is it a foal? You know, have they just collected a stray? I don't think horses are stray, but you know what I mean.
I mean, yeah, if it's like, gotten away from its farm that has since been taken over by aliens or something, maybe. Uh, yeah. So we're looking for a name.
No, no, it's just like you're hearing, you
Oh,
know,
about this. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah,
about
yeah.
this, yeah.
Uh,
And it's like, oh, what's going on my farm? Yeah.
I I think that actually they also say that this horse that they picked up elsewhere um they named Steve. And when they say that, Ree looks at Walker and Mercedes like
Yeah.
and then she says Steve's a good name for a horse.
I can only presume there's also an Adam in the stable, right? Is that too obvious? Or your mom is too obvious sometimes?
No, moms would never be too obvious.
I mean, they call their dogs Lion and Tiger and Bear. So I
Oh
feel
my.
like,
All about the cutesy naming conventions.
So any other scene you want to call, Sabine? Any ideas?
Uh, I think at one point Walker will ask Gabriella and Fern if they've ever heard. I mean, they know about the Rainbow Warrior, right? The Greenpeace ship. And
Yeah,
from what he
yeah.
knows, it was on this side of the coast. If they've heard anything about that. It's probably been drowned, but maybe not.
Yeah, maybe Fern um heard about it, you know, from the legal side of it or whatever.
Mm.
Maybe Gabriella could have been in some of the same circles as some of the people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I think there's some kind of overlap.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, I'm not sure they have any like real news or insights, but you know, they certainly you can certainly have a conversation with them about it. You know,
Okay.
they are definitely on the I can't believe those people got away with that thing kind of side of things.
Which people got away with things. Sorry.
Oh, you know, the evil corporations, right?
Yeah, okay. Yes, we're on the same side then. Okay, good.
I mean, you don't think we grew up to be an anarchist all on our own steam, did you?
I mean, sometimes you get to be an anarchist because in protest and rebellion,
Hmm.
right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. But she brought us home a spray can, so you know, um, or opportunity to vandalize things.
oh,
To speak truth to power is kind of gone now, but you know,
oh.
we'll keep the spray can safe when it needs to come out. It's the one spray can left operational in state, right?
There gotta be more.
There's got to be more. It's true.
There's gotta be more.
We're going to raid an auto shop or maybe a games workshop to
Oh,
get spray paint.
yeah, or um, one of these do-it-yourself places called,
Home Depot.
yay, Home Depot.
At some point, when there's an opportunity, I think Ree is bringing some of the coffee that somehow,
Coffee.
yeah, that
Oh,
somehow
wow.
Gabrielle and Fern have managed to keep their hands on. Uh, she brings a mug to Mercedes, who is what kind of like how would Mercedes kind of pass the time just kind of during the afternoon, I guess, under the circumstances.
Ah, I think she's out with the notebook that Gabriella pulled out, uh, and also her own notebook. And she is, despite the cold, uh, I think sitting on the fence, watching the Grey Walkers.
Very cool. So she she hands her the mug and says, "So you're gonna stay for a while."
Me? Yeah, you said you wanted me to.
I do. And then she kind of leans over and gives Mercedes a kind of a side-on hug as she's on the fence.
And I think, no. I was going to say Mercedes ruffles your hair. You're biracial. She absolutely would not do that. And Mercedes returns it. And oh, you know what? I bet she's had a shower for the first time in quite a while. She does not smell a body odor. She smells of soap. Um, and she says, "You want to see my notes?"
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I do. I'm gonna come back though. I gotta. She holds up the other mug that she's holding, steaming mug, and says, "Gotta bring this to Walker."
Suit yourself.
And she walks off to find Walker. I'm assuming Walker's outside somewhere, or would he
Um,
be taking a chance to relax a little bit?
I think if he has Gabriella and Fern, and they know some of the people he knew while he was doing his activism thing, he might actually be sticking inside and talking to them about the things that he's seen. And he's not much of a talker. He's not the one who's leading the conversation, but he is engaged.
Very cool. She hands the mug to Walker, and if he's like seated, she leans over to give him a hug, and she says, "I'm sorry, I didn't know what to do."
And he's surprised, clearly, but by the hug mostly, and doesn't seem to understand what you're saying. And I think he does. And he says, and looks at you and says, "Oh, oh, I thought you." I thought you didn't want me to be like I was, because I was a liability.
No, I was I was afraid of making things worse for you. But I'm glad you're getting along with these two, who
I
I'm
am.
sure are not like sharing any embarrassing stories about me.
Not so far, but now that you mention it. And I think he actually smiles. He
Uh,
can. It's probably not often that you've seen that, or ever.
That's awesome.
I think Fern says, there would be no point in us embarrassing you if you weren't here. So now that you've returned,
And she turns and walks away quickly.
and there's like a three-word exclamation that is like the punchline of an embarrassing story. Uh, you know,
Uh,
uh, half a grape, or whatever it is. That makes no sense except to the three of you.
yeah.
Um, uh, I
I
won't
think
ask you to come up with a story.
Walker will cock an eyebrow at that. Just as Ree walks away. Probably won't even ask for the story, but
Do you think Mercedes and Walker will bump into each other in a totally not planned by them fashion?
I mean, it's a small farm, right? They will bump into each other. But I doubt they have much to say to each other. I don't know. What do you think, T?
Yeah. Uh, I mean, I think, you know, Mercedes sort of has had offers rebuffed in the past. You've been, well, Walker has been pretty cool to Mercedes, and she's just not interested in continuing to try. So, uh, I don't think we have to play out the same scene that we have
Yeah.
already played out
Yes.
several times already.
Yeah.
Unless you think that Walker's had like genuine change in how he feels towards or acts towards Mercedes.
No,
I
I
think
don't
they're
think
just sort of
so.
cordial and distant.
Yes. I think
Yeah.
Walker has always felt that Mercedes has never reached out to him and always felt like she viewed him as a liability and was very, very vocal about that. So that he's mostly like, okay, she doesn't like me, it's fine. She doesn't have to. But I'll stop trying. And I think they both maybe tried and didn't recognize what the other was attempting to do. And I don't know if that's going to change, actually.
Yeah. Just kind of two puzzle pieces that don't fit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they can be polite to each other.
I mean, we were really only staying together for the kids, and now that they're
Yeah.
settled.
Yes. that is it. Although he will ask and say that, tell Mercedes that come the spring he will go and try to either find some of the people that he knew around her, the activists, or maybe even try to go to Arizona for his in-laws, try to find them. They're still alive. But if you need someone to drive you to the coast, to where you want to go, maybe it's safer to travel together. And we so far we haven't killed each other, so
I mean, thanks for the offer, but she sort of jerks her head in the direction of the hovermobile and was like, the other option is helicopter. That's going to be my choice for getting to this thing that's on the water. But hey, it was decent of you to offer.
I'm sure thing.
And she sort of nods at you. And then, after slightly too long a moment, just
Mm-hmm.
leaves.
Yeah. Slightly too long a moment is precisely what's happening. Awkward, let's say. Only they're not teenagers.
So, do we want to skip ahead and specific amount of time um, to do epilogues?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Who's got uh, the freshest, most fully formed idea? Those things could be mutually exclusive, but who wants to go first?
I mean, it sounded like Walker kind of had a plan, so I'd love to know, does he end up in Arizona or on the Rainbow Warrior? Or where's Walker, in
Yeah,
the summer?
that's a good question. Either of those is interesting, but I think in the end, he has caught the family bug here and might actually try to get to Arizona to find his in-laws. And I think we will see him a while later. It's still hot. It's not summer anymore. He's been on the road for a while, and you don't think he has Elf anymore. And he has an interesting looking scar. But yeah, there is. I think there is a camp kind of place where people have gathered to try and rebuild, I guess. And he will walk in there and meet two people who, I mean, if you've seen a picture of Walker's wife, and you will have at this point as a viewers of the series, the older woman looks a lot like her, and I think they're all a little like, oh my God, you're here, you're alive. What about our daughter? And then they have to learn. But well, there's a lot of crying going on, I think. But still, there's somebody who's still alive, and they can talk about Maurice and Laura and the whole family thing. And that's a good thing in the end, I guess. Yep.
T, how about you? You also had an idea.
Uh, Mark, if you've got something for Ree, I'm sort of waffling between a couple of things, so if he wants to
Yeah.
go first.
No, I think I don't have anything exactly, but I will go so that you can kind of bring things to a close. Because my ideas are very crappy. So I think that we see in the future it's I think people are a few years older than they were previously. Um, and sorry, I don't know if Mercedes is still there, but Ree and Val are still there on the farm. The kids, the teenagers seem to have made their way elsewhere in the meantime, and the the farm folk here are working hard. Comes to the end of their working day, and they see um, as they're kind of like looking toward the horizon, they see a a helicopter and some kind of Urnian flight flying ship making their way toward the farm, and they look at each other like they're expecting this to be happening. Um, and they start setting up tables, some makeshift tables that they have outside, putting tablecloths on them, and then um, some food as if they're ready to welcome whoever it is that is coming.
Uh, and I think Mercedes is on the helicopter. Um, and it's I think she winters at the colony ship or the carrier, and then has been sort of tapped to be the traveling vet. So I don't know that it actually lands, but like she sort of jumps and. I think there's an Ekekmak with her who is carrying a clipboard, and they have paused their
I'm
argument
frozen.
exactly long enough to let the helicopter fly away
Oh,
again.
I'm
Uh,
frozen.
and they, as you get closer, you can hear that they are arguing about whales and cetaceans. And there's a bunch of anatomy in there. And the Mercedes breaks it off and gives Val and Ree and Ree's mom's big hugs. And she hands, oh, she'd probably give this to Gabriella. She hands Gabriella like a sort of a domed carrier, like sort of cat-sized, and inside it there is a plant. And Mercedes grins and says, "It's the cold hardy coffee we've been working on. You should be able to get well. This strain you can just get one crop a year, but we're kind of hoping maybe two. It's really the light exposure. We're so far north, and it's been a couple years. how is Dagger doing?
Yeah, I forgot that I needed to include Dagger. I think that lion, tiger, and bear come kind of like trotting up because their food source has returned to the farm, and and
She
then
absolutely has treats in her pockets.
and Dagger is like in a kind of a rough and tumble kind of point of his life. So he comes barreling through the area and like knocks into the retrievers and in a very dog-like fashion, and gets up there and begins licking along with the retrievers Mercedes to try to get some snacks. And then and Dagger has started to adopt the tries to emulate the barking sound that the retrievers make. But it sounds it's got this kind of strange kind of melody to the sound that it makes when it when he barks.
Uh, yeah, and I think we can zoom out from this sort of pile of various animals and this scientist Ekek Mac sort of standing there disconcerted as this happens around them. And yeah, I think that's where we'll leave Mercedes.
Busy freeze.
And now that we've established that Dagger is, a male, only as big as a large dog, right? Not a horse or a grizzly bear, if Dagger were a queen. But phew. Okay, so let us leave it there. Our caravan mightn't be the last one. We might be returning from Florida. So yeah, thanks very much for watching and for playing, most importantly.
Thanks
We
for running.
will, yeah, we'll do a quick debrief, stars maybe for
Mhm.
ourselves, and yeah, I'll stop the recording.